These are my notes for Futato Chapter 19. In case you're wondering, there were no grammar notes for Futato Chapter 18. This chapter focused on possessive suffixes that go on plural nouns. Now, earlier in Chapter 16, we had suffixes that went on singular nouns. And you'll recall that there were two sets of those. There were singular suffixes and plural suffixes. So I don't want you to get confused with the terminology. In Chapter 16, we had singular and plural suffixes. That refers to the way the suffix gets translated. For instance, a singular suffix would be something that gets translated his or her or my. And then we also had plural suffixes that went on singular nouns. So there were singular and plural suffixes that go on singular nouns. That was Chapter 16. In this chapter, excuse me, we're going to again have singular and plural suffixes, and this time they are going to go on plural nouns. So earlier here were some of our singular suffixes that went on singular nouns right here. You should have memorized these. You should recall them. If we combine them, sus o would be his. There's the singular part of the suffix translation. And then his horse would be the complete translation. Now, however, we're going to have new suffixes. These are different. They obviously look different right here. And we will be combining sus and then av, this first one. These are still singular suffixes, so you would translate these suffixes in a singular way. So the first one, sus av, would be his. There's the singular part. The suffix itself is singular. But the noun would be horses. What you're going to, maybe it'd be best to think of it this way. Think of the suffixes as telling you what to do with the noun in terms of translation to which they're attached. So with these suffixes here we're doing in this chapter, when you see one of these suffixes, and by the way, if you remember the overview, I gave you the little memory device of look at the suffixes. They all have yod in them. Okay? When you see a suffix on a noun with a yod in it, that is a clue. That's a giveaway to tell you that the noun needs to be translated as a plural. So we're just going to be working at memorizing this new set of suffixes that go on plural nouns. And in this new set, there will be singular suffixes and plural suffixes, but they all go on plural nouns. So let's go through them. We have, first of all, sus av. So we have a third masculine singular suffix on a plural noun. So we translate the suffix singularly, his, and the noun is plural, horses, his horses. Sus e ha, third feminine singular suffix, her, and the plural noun horses, her horses. Sus e ka, second masculine singular suffix, your horses. Sus aik, second feminine singular suffix, your, and the noun's plural, horses, your horses. And finally, sus I, first common singular suffix, but the noun is plural. Again, the suffix tells you how to translate the noun as a plural. So my horses. Now, this set of endings, or this set of suffixes right here, notice again there's a yod in all of them. These are plural possessive suffixes that go on plural nouns. So, going through them, we have sus ahem. The plural, the suffix, gets translated as a plural, their, and the noun is plural, horses, their horses. Sus ahen, their horses. That's the feminine plural, third person. Sus achem, your plural, horses, noun gets translated as plural. Sus a ken, your horses. And finally, sus a nu, our. This, again, the suffix is plural. Our horses. Now we need to recognize that the same suffixes, the suffixes we just learned, just saw, also get attached to feminine plural nouns. It doesn't matter if the noun is masculine or feminine. If it's plural, it's going to get these suffixes that we're learning in this chapter. Another way of saying it is when you see these suffixes, here's the first set that gets translated singularly, so singular possessive suffixes that go in plural nouns. When you see these, regardless of what gender the noun is, it will be a plural noun in translation. So we had our singular suffixes from this chapter, and there's the plural suffixes that we just saw from this chapter. The point here is that the same suffixes will get attached to plural feminine nouns too, just like we saw earlier for plural masculine nouns. When you see one of these, and again, there's always a yod in the suffix. When you see one of those, you know that you need to translate the noun as a plural. And that's the end of the video.